I tested the 4 most powerful AI models in the world with brutal prompts designed to break LLMs. From physics simulations to the straight up satisfying, we're testing all types of use cases in this video. So which AI will come out on top and which one will flop? Well, make sure you stick around until the end because the winner of this AI battle genuinely surprised me. What's up? This is Ben with God of Prompt. OpenAI just released GPT 5.2, which promises to be their best model yet, especially at coding tasks. And we'll do that by testing the same prompt in different tools using the best models they have to offer. That's OpenAI's GPT 5.2, Google Gemini's 3.0 Pro, Claude Opus 4.5, and Grok 4.1. All of them released recently with different strengths and context windows. I'll include a link in the bio to this whimsical so that you guys can copy the prompts throughout. Our first prompt is to create a living bio swarm. So again, just taking this prompt, putting it in all 4 models, send on all 4 on the thinking mode, if it has it, let it do its thing. Gemini and Grok were done first. Now let's open them each and see which one is best. Here is GPT 5.2's result. It looks good, but it's a little bit laggy. Here is Gemini 3.0 Pro's result. Pretty cool and snappy. Here is Claude Opus 4.5. More smooth and satisfying, I have to say. Grok 4.1. Also pretty on point. Now, while they're all good stylistically, I gotta give it to Opus 4.5 here. I mean, this is just obviously the coolest simulation that works the smoothest. And I did give GPT 5.2 a chance to fix it by saying it's good but lags a bit, you know, using our super advanced prompting techniques here. And it's still pretty laggy, so I gotta give the point to Claude Opus 4.5. If you've been enjoying this video so far, highly recommend you check out the complete AI bundle by God of Prompt. It's the quickest way to master using AI for your business. Yeah, there's thousands of prompts and guides you can just copy and paste to really accelerate your AI journey. Next, we're going to ask for an HTML file that's going to act as an ocean wave simulation. Again, Google Gemini and Grok are done before ChatGPT and Claude. Here is GPT 5.2's result. Good sliding knobs here. Here's Gemini 3.0 Pro's result, a distinctly different animation style. Technically, we didn't say it had to be 3D or anything like that, and I really like these different lighting settings. The wave height works well for Opus 4.5. Okay, Grok 4.1, very interesting choice with how to represent like the different things happening. I don't know if this is really as intended. For that reason, I'm gonna give all 3 AI models a point except for Grok 4.1. Next, let's try to one-shot this interactive holiday card app. All of these are gonna be single HTML files because frankly it just makes it easy for me to show. Let's let them do their thing here. I'm noticing that GPT 5.2 and Claude Opus 4.5 take about 2 to 3 times longer to generate the response, so let's see if the processing time is worth it. Claude and ChatGPT also generated about 800 lines of code for this, Gemini at 400 and Grok at 300. GPT 5.2 with a pretty solid result. You can also randomize the items on our holiday card here. I mean, yeah, overall, just very well put together, modern looking interface. I really like that. Gemini 3.0 Pro, less sliders, and actually I don't think I can even drag these guys once I bring them on. So yeah, not quite as strong of a result as GPT 5.2. Definitely a really strong result here. Each of the items you can drag around and they actually make their own sounds. Let's see what Grok has to offer. Looks like it's... Oh, yeah, clearly something is wrong with Grok's result. It tried to include a bunch of PNG images, but included the, like, checkerboard transparent background. Opus 4.5 and GPT 5.2 are definitely my favorites. So let's give each of them a point. Next we have a typing rain game, and if that sounds confusing, just wait and I promise it'll make sense. It's basically just a game where you type falling words before they hit the bottom of the screen. So let's put our models to the test and see what they come up with. So Grok decided to write 300 lines of code, and Claude did almost 1,000 for this one. Starting with GPT 5.2, we're trying this both together for the first time, so let's see if it works. It says type in the box to pop the word raindrops. Press start. Oh, what was the word? It went behind the menu there. Taco. Moon. Rain. Snow. Gift. Glow. Glow. Again. Oh, this is very interesting. I hate when it hides on the left side. Oh wait, I need to stop talking or else I'm gonna fail this. Oh god. Tree. Oh. Tree. No. Let's see if Google Gemini 3.0 Pro differs. It does. It's a little bit different experience. A lot more complicated words here. Probably can't do it while I'm talking, but looks like as you let them hit, you kind of fill up your screen with water until you reach a system failure. On to Claude Opus 4.5, which wrote 1,000 lines of code. I mean, it looks great so far. Let's see how the actual experience is. Pool, rain. Oh, I like that it pops up the green text whenever you type in something like that. And a 5x combo. Wow, this one is definitely the best. And it looks like for every 5 or 10 you get right, it upgrades the amount of score you get too, which is very cool. We'll let some misses go through. And here's the game over screen for Opus 4.5. Now on to Grok. Looks like it doesn't really work. Again, I could go in there and say, hey, it doesn't work, and describe the issue and have it troubleshoot it, but the point here is to nail it on the first try. And with that said, we're going to give a point to every model except for Grok. So right now we have Claude Opus 4.5 in the lead with 4 points, with Grok 4.1 trailing with 0. And this has been my experience, at least doing these tests, you know, and it's nothing really technical, or this isn't a scientific test, right, of which one's better. But I have seemed to notice Grok failing at these one-shot coding tasks. Next, let's ask for a 3D simulation of a car doing a continuous drifting in a donut. Are you guys ready for these insane results by the smartest AI models in the entire world? Well, ladies and gentlemen, here is our first result. Again, in real life, not a big deal. We can just tell GPT it failed to render and it'll try to troubleshoot the code, but definitely not going to get a point for our competition. Moving on to Gemini. Wow, that is fire. I can't lie, there's something charming about this. Wow, the tire temp is stuck at critical. I guess that's what happens when they're, you know, moving crazily like that. On to Claude Opus 4.5. The tires. It's a very unique way to think about tires. Let's change the camera view. Yeah, wow, that is a very interesting result, to say the least. We're apparently going 144 kilometers an hour like this. Wow, we get a nice first-person perspective too. I mean, come on, that's pretty cool. Grok 4.1 also failed to render. Gotta give the point to Gemini and Claude for this one, leaving the scores like this. Next, we're again in this one-sentence prompt territory where we ask for a Flappy Bird type of game. Starting with GPT 5.2's result, extremely solid result here for one-shotting a Flappy Bird type of game. Yeah, just incredible. Alright, now on to Gemini 3.0 Pro. It's done the mobile type of portrait mode. So yeah, press space to jump. So let's, oh, that was really fast. So let's see if we can, oh wow, this is the gravity is very strong. I don't know if I can get past the first pipe here. Come on, we gotta do it for the people. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, almost there. We did it. So yeah, gravity a little bit too strong on Gemini's results. Let's check out Claude. Oh, also very strong gravity. It's very like, yeah, just dropping way too quickly. But I do like the animation style and the UI. All right, let's try Grok. Of course, it's so fast. Okay, so clearly for me, GPT 5.2 is a winner. Like, it just so much more clearly understands like the user experience when they're playing the game. So we'll give GPT 5.2 a point, which brings their score to 4. Next, let's ask each of the models for an animation of a syringe. And here are the results. So I'm really looking for something that understands, you know, the physics and kind of understands how the world works, right? That world knowledge. So GPT 5.2 has some issues there with the execution. Gemini 3.0, better than GPT 5.2 for sure. Opus 4.5, yep, get a little bit confused as far as what goes up and down. And Grok also kind of messed up, you know, where the position of all the items are. Since Gemini 3.0 Pro is the only one that really understands, or it didn't misplace any items or their direction, I'm going to give the point to 3.0 Pro, bringing it up to 4 points. Now let's ask for a self-solving Rubik's Cube. GPT 5.2 failing to render a cube on the first try. Google Gemini 3.0 Pro also failing to render, looks like. Claude Opus 4.5 renders beautifully, and I really like this menu here. I cannot deny that. See what happens when you scramble it. Okay, so it's, my guess is it is accurately showing you like what those rotations are, but if you see, if we don't move it, it'll show you like what the rotation truly should be, but if you move it, it kind of gets all out of whack. Let's try auto solve. Oh, there we go. And Grok also failing to render, unfortunately. By default, that means Opus 4.5 gets the point, putting it 2 points ahead of the runners up. Next, let's ask for a speedometer animation. Starting with GPT 5.2, it nailed almost everything except for the lines are offset just a little bit. I mean, by quite a bit. Google Gemini a little bit better, but again, the dial doesn't really match this bar getting filled in here. It's like offset by 45 degrees or so. Man, something about these dots that AI just can't align. So for Opus 4.5, the dots are also like not to scale, and the arrow is kind of offset and weird and not really indicating correctly. I mean, the arrow does look right, but everything else looks wrong. And Grok with a sad speedometer. You know, I would have been happy if it used the simpler style, if it just got it right, you know. So since none of them really have 0 errors, I'm gonna skip all of them. None of them get the point. Next is a fun and oddly satisfying one. We're gonna ask for an interactive Tearable cloth simulation. So you should be able to click and drag to interact with it, and right click to cut the cloth. Starting with GPT 5.2, failing to render, unfortunately. Now on to Gemini. We do have a working cloth simulation, and I really like how realistic that looks, right? It's very cool, very good result. Claude Opus, it appears to, the gravity is a little bit too strong. Okay, turn the gravity down. Oh, just a bit. And there we go, it does work as well. Yeah, but most of the time just refreshing just kind of breaks it, so slight miscalculation there. Grok 4.1, based on what I'm seeing when I refresh, I think it's just immediately breaking as soon as it loads. Which means we gotta give it to the best of the bunch, which is Google Gemini, bringing it up to 5 points. A strong contender as we're nearing the end of this video. Alright, next we've asked all 4 models for an interactive 3D spiral galaxy simulation. starting with ChatGPT, pretty cool result here, can't lie. A lot of these sliders don't work on the left side. Bloom works. Yeah, it wiggles when you move your mouse around, so I guess that's cool. Yeah, very cool result. Now onto Gemini's result. We have a very comprehensive control panel here. So we're able to control the count of stars. Actually, let me just turn the bloom down. The star is a little bit too much. Radius of the entire simulation. Branches. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. Spin, we can either, I don't know, I guess maybe that's how much each branch is spinning. Randomness, also very cool, visualization. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see what size does. Yep, just kind of like brightness. These are the pixels that are underneath it. So I really like this result. It's really cool and customizable. And isn't that nice and satisfying? Here's Claude Opus's result. At first glance, looks a little strange. So I'm trying to turn the bloom down. Yeah, it looks very pixelated and not really a galaxy. Interesting. Gives you some color customization. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see. Not impressed overall. Grok failing to render, and I even gave it a second chance. Points go to Gemini and GPT for this round. Bringing Google Gemini 3.0 Pro up to tie Claude Opus 4.5. Now let's do one last tiebreaker to determine a winner. Pretty big prompt here, but we want to generate something impressive, so let's ask for a synthwave terrain flyover. Ladies and gentlemen, the scores are tied, the stakes are high. The winner of this next challenge will be my new daily driver, the tool that I go to every day, GPT 5.2. Starts rendering buildings, but then they disappear. Okay. Google Gemini. Very interesting low angle and very flashy and jittery. Here's Opus. Probably the most solid result so far. And Grok, failing to render, not really surprised there. And guys, that pretty much does it. That means that Claude Opus 4.5 is the winner of our AI battle with a score of 7, followed by Gemini 3.0 Pro of a score of 6, GPT 5.2 with a score of 5, and Grok not winning a challenge today. I'm gonna include a link to this whimsical in the description, which includes, our ending scores, links to God of Prompt's free and paid products, the comparison between the models, as well as all of the prompts, as well as some that I didn't have time to get to in this video. So feel free to copy and paste these into the tool of your choice to test them out, to recreate what we've done in this video. And that's going to do it for today, so please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed and subscribe so you don't miss any of our insane, prompts and these insane simulations that we get on this channel here. And that's going to be it for today, so we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.